join me. I am indeed in a wonderful position today because I've been thinking about AI and how it can be used to assist students with various learning needs within an online learning environment. Too often, we forget the support necessary for these students to be successful. Too often, because they are in the 15 or 20%, they are sometimes forgotten. Too often, if they are in the 4% of the school population or so, we do not give attention to that. But let me say, I'm here to state today that there are ways to support these students in the online learning environment. And of course, if you support them, then their life outcomes will be improved drastically. It is a human rights issue in my context based on my learning of special education needs and inclusion back in the UK. So let's get started. I believe that we are at a wonderful stage. Yes, a wonderful stage where personalized learning can be used to facilitate in-depth learning pathways for students. Yes, I said in-depth. Because if we use a student's profile, we can plan accordingly, and of course the AI system will make the adjustments necessary for students' learning needs to be addressed and for students to be scaffolded into the direction necessary for them to meet the course objectives or outcomes. That is wonderful if AI is deployed consistently throughout the learning pathways of that student. The next point I'd like to make is about intelligent tutoring systems. AI-based tutoring systems can provide students with personalized feedback and guidance as they work through the learning materials, so students can get the feedback necessary within that context of tutoring systems and combined with personalized learning pathways. That combination leads to one element: success. Yes, and I think when we talk about personalized learning, we have to think about how we are testing students. Another point I'd like to make is the use of AI in creating adaptive testing systems to adjust in real time to the student's level and understanding. What's the sense in testing students on something that they have no understanding of? So I think we need to set a baseline and then test accordingly. And when that student is unable to go further, then we provide a necessary pathway to ensure that the objectives can be achieved in the future. And that again is going to be combined with personalized learning. Now, another point I have is the need for language translation. So many students within our diverse society have sometimes a barrier as it relates to conversation. And an AI system can assist students with their language learning by providing real-time translation of text and speech. That's wonderful. So therefore, for example, a student who has done mathematics in Colombia comes to United States and is given the same sort of mathematics, but the instructions are different, then that student can use some form of translation to read the instructions given and solve the mathematical problem. You see what I'm getting at? So therefore, of course, the student will be tested on the content and not the language, so to speak. Now let us move on. That brings me to the point of speech recognition. At times, students have difficulty writing. I remember a friend in high school that had a problem with his writing, so bad that the teacher could not read the handwriting. The teacher would have to ask the student to come to the front and read his work, which he did, and the teacher gave a grade. Imagine having speech-to-text technology as we have now. He could have spoken, and the text would have been written, and his assessment would have been completed. He could have done the same in exams and be okay. So I think we are at that point where we're using that technology. So I would say that all online learning platforms should be equipped to have that. So many students need that. I would say ensure that we advocate for having that sort of thing within any learning management system or courseware that is going to be used. Now, image recognition. I am so happy that AI is now at the stage where it can detect images, describe the image, and so forth using audio descriptions. That is wonderful, because without that, then we have problems if individuals who are impaired visually cannot understand what the image is portraying. It's wonderful. Now, I would like to talk about virtual reality because I think we're at a stage where we are going to be immersed in virtual reality for those who are able to access it. And of course, with that comes an immersive, interactive learning experience. For those individuals who are unable to travel because of illnesses or disabilities, they are now able to have an immersive experience, which takes them into other areas of learning. It is so wonderful to have virtual reality because I think it will allow individuals to experience real life situations and simulations that they would never have had or experienced in their lifetime. Now there's a concept of automatic grading. Many teachers seem to love this or love the idea. And AI can practically assist the teachers in marking papers, of course, good written assignments, that is, and provide feedback to students immediately. But there are some issues. The AI might not be able to make some moral judgments and so forth. And of course, I would say the human element is going to be important. We must remember that the AI system has no conscience, it has no moral value. Now, that's an important thought to remember. With any AI system, we have to have guidance over it because, of course, we are the individuals with the conscience. Yes. Now, the final one I'd like to talk about is chatbots. I think we are at a stage where chatbots are going to really be important. Yes, for now. Because I think the next 10 years, we might see them disappearing. So let's remember they're here for now. And I want educators to understand for now. All AI powered chatbots can provide students at this time with 24 hours access to answers and so forth, and support students in answering questions and concern regarding sometimes content. Which brings me to the point, just imagine having a chatbot that makes a connection to ChatGPT that can answer certain questions within certain frames. You know, we have to have boundaries when we're using these chatbots because there are certain ethical issues that have not been addressed and get answers necessary to support students. I think it's a far way from that point yet. So I think we have to kind of build our responses within these chatbots and ensure that they are addressing the population that they're in. We have to think about diversity and inclusion, and of course, the need to ensure that all students have a sense of belonging as they're using these chatbots. Remember, the human element is also extremely important. We should not move away from theorists like Vygotsky, who talks about the need for human connection in the learning process. So as we develop AI systems, let's consider the foundation educational principles of human connectivity and how it helps learning, the need for human and social interaction in an online course. We should never forget these elements because these elements are key and they should be the foundation for any sort of interaction that goes online. So when you're thinking about AI, also think about balancing technology with pedagogy and of course human interaction. I'm saying human interaction because that seems to be going out of the window as these technologies are coming in. And look around your space. Look around your space. That's all for now. Thanks. I'd love to hear from you.